One of these teams is going home after nuke, so strap yourselves in, tell your friends, Counter-Strike is going down. Extra Salt Vitality, one of them to be eliminated here at DreamHack Masters Spring. We start with ramp control. T-side, descending, Vitality yet to have any sort of contest. It's Marky. Fires off a couple of warning shots and has opened the door for Masuta to bring the bomb and everything through. Zywo's opened the doors as well. This is very threatening indeed. The CTs are gathered, 3 to contest. They'll try and swarm as a group unit. Already Fang with 1, and looks like the headshots are coming in for both teams. They can pivot up the vents, Chad. I think they're going.
It's the right call.
Oh, they're chasing. Hot pursuit. Apex can't afford to get to the site to house the vent push, even up the heaven ladder. So Shox is now responsible for the ladder. Hard shot to hit, 1 main. Bomb down courtesy of Apex. If he can tuck into CT vent, oh, better. OC will catch him as he checks main. Only Shox, he'd need a couple more headshots, and he's got nothing to report. No Kevlar, and you brave boy!
That's the kit!
Marking up the ladder with the kit. He sees it, and now Shox can play the game. He'll play this game any way he wants. He'd love a one-way.
He could even go throw the one-way if he really wants.
He smoked the bomb for them.
Oh no, Shox.
That's a bit of a yikes from me. D-O double G. It's defusing. 3 second 2, and oh, he was sticking out as well. That is a funky way to find a round, but they'll take it. An OC with 3 frags in total.
That was very awkward, right? They realized that there were players on both sides, the window side as well as Decon, so they pushed Fang, who managed to get a kill.
So much going on. We had the lower battle, there was up the vents, it was all down to Shox in the end, and you can see Marky, it was a bit of an oopsie, a bit of a faux pas, if you will.
Yeah, like you think that there's enough done there to catch Shox off guard, but coming up the ladder there, Shox jumping mid-air, just gets the better of them last second, and Fang's getting fired on up. This is looking good from Extra Salt.
Yeah, it's an interesting observation as well from, I believe it was one of his teammates on Twitter, just saying Fang is not one of those players that gets, you know, burdened by the pressure of international competition. He seems to be thriving playing his game, and I think that is a component that can't always be taught. I think it does come with the human being and their life experiences prior to the mouse and keyboard professionally.
Yeah, I think part of that is this halfway house I was talking about, right? Of, you know, you're playing against the big boys,
yes,
but you're kind of on your own. You're with your teammates, you're in your own secluded little environment.
Yeah, certainly, and make no mistake, I'm not comparing it directly to LAN competition. I think there's a whole other wave for him to be introduced to. Excuse me, that's my burrito.
It's going to be great when we get to have that conversation, hopefully a little bit later in the year.
Please, man.
So Kyojin's heard this rotate. He's just called that across. Marky's grabbed 1 and back up the vent he wants to go, but he has a teammate on his head. This is going to get dicey. Kyojin took both down the top vent, and Zywo's just taken down Fang.
What? Kyojin with a pop-off. JT's going to try and pull it back for Extra Salt, but I think the damage is done.
Might have to be the save here. It's an AUG. You don't want to lose that as well. And looking with the MP9 is JT now. Will he clear his corners? No. That's him dead. And
not the AUG, not the AUG, OC. You'd love to have that. Do the one-way smoke on yard.
Yeah, he's got a couple of tricks up his sleeve, doesn't he?
This
is going to be very rough to deal with here for OC. If he stays alive, I'll be impressed.
Go on. Good defense. Kyojin was hunting for a 3rd frag. He already found the impact into the conversion of this second round force. Don't give it to Zywo. Don't give him a head to shoot at. Oh, and he has. There it goes. A great weapon. I don't think Zywo's got long enough legs. He won't get there in time, but regardless, the French have immediately snatched control again. And I do think that Dust2 will have left a mark on their ego. Yeah. I don't think Vitality had accounted for nuke.
Maybe we say, you know, take your foot off the gas in a way, right? But the CT side out of Extra Salt was great, right? So it might be shell-shocking to Vitality. Now we can see them bounce back, and Kyojin with a confidence-boosting round for him. Those 2 kills over towards that T-vent were round-winning, right? As simple as that. So that's a great round to see him having impact in. Now we'll see the investment back from Extra Salt here. They're pushing lobby. They're ahead of that smoke.
Oh, guys, the setup couldn't have been better. Housing that lobby aggression perfectly and dousing them in lead.
Oh, rough way to go. Marky spotted, tried to jiggle. No head armor through the vent. Tagged, Goosh, dead. OC and Fang to find. But this is looking like Vitality are good here to convert the second, or their second. As we saw Extra Salt yesterday against Astralis, right? And there were moments, there were glimpses, but it looked like an angry Astralis in the server. So I feel that there's a lot of the teams, we were speaking about it in the drive-in, right? We were talking about how Na'Vi are in a similar boat. They seem to have lost their shine, same with Vitality. A lot of teams with a lot to prove here at DreamHack Masters Spring. Saw nothing on the jiggle there, but unfortunately Apex has slipped the net. This should only be a matter of time for Fang. Will go down in the back. A bit of a rude surprise for him, and now it's just OC to find 34 seconds left on the clock. That bomb should be going down any moment. We can start the 40-second timer. Zywoo knows where he is. And the Hunter's on. Look at them all just trundling through lobby, straight towards his position. They want to get this one done as quick as they can. OC's flashed, and OC's dead. Apex will get the kill with the MAC-10, 600 extra buckaroos. And things nice and clean there for Vitality as they have an opportunity to stretch their legs even further going into round number 4. It will just be the USPs for Extra Soul into this one.
It's funny, I'm just thinking about, you know, the power rankings prior to the pandemic and then in contrast to what we have now, like mid-2021. How high did Vitality get in your, like, unspoken power ranking?
I think at one point in last year with all the finals that they were making and the fact that they were one of the teams to get that 6-man roster going, they were coming into this year part of what I consider the big 3, right? Na'Vi,
Vitality, Astralis?
Yeah, right? And you have to remember that, sure, there was just so much Counter-Strike going on last year and it was kind of hard to keep track of all of it, really, but it felt like those 3 kind of had what it took to be the elite. Coming into this year, everything seems to be changing, right? And teams are having to rebuild, make changes to keep up, change the way that they're approaching the game, make a lot of adjustments. We're seeing a lot of the veterans, right? We had the mass exodus, I think it was a couple years ago. I think that's when the Zeuses of the world were kind of going, Edward was going. But we're still having these older boys, like RPK is a perfect example of what we're talking about here, just not falling like flies, but just dropping off and making way for the newer breed. And that conversation we were just having a little bit earlier, or at least maybe alluding to, something to do with coming back to land, that conversation, when we get to it, is going to be a great conversation. That will be huge for the future of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I mean, I think Stockholm has a lot of weight on it. Misuta's out. Very, very aggressive. And he's opened up with a nice first. Apex puts the second on the board for Vitality and already lost control of that top site. OC's got nothing. Not a single voice in this retake. Fang from the vents as well. None of these are favorable for a retake. Surely you just bend the knee.
Yeah, I think they are. OC already back in spawn, indicating that.
Wow, that looked really simple. I'm sure there's more to it than met the eye.
It felt like they were going to get bottlenecked towards Squeaky once that nade hit, but as soon as we didn't see any bullets coming through main, trying to get spammed on down, and Masuda gets that first kill, the trade's falling in the favor of Vitality there. The difference when we were seeing the way that Astralis were dealing with top hits yesterday was Bubsky and Megas were just getting multi-kills, remember? Yeah. No multi-kills in sight there for Extra Soul.
So what is the typical CT protocols to house a top take? Because, I mean, I just watched Masuda hold W with no smoke in front of him, no flashes in front of him, and he just walked into the top site and killed Rafters.
Yeah, they were a little bit light on util, but traditionally what you want to see is a Molly Squeaky and Molly Hart. That would be the first 2 bits of utility,
you're smoking on top of those if you really panic.
Yeah, exactly. And then from there, like, you can maybe get a third man lobbing in a HE to slow things down in those mollies. But bullets definitely through. And this one here is the B stream for everybody at home, twitch.tv/ESL_CSGOB. 11-9 the scoreline here. Furia looking to close this one down in 2. The domestic derby between Furia and Pain Gaming.
And no less than Vince Metas Hill. Do be sure. Oh, he's not Metas anymore.
No, it's just Vince Hill.
It's Vince Hill.
Yeah. We knew him before he was Vince.
Yes, indeed. I casted COD 4 with him.
That's a long time ago. With Dust.
His casting partner was Enzi back in 2005, whenever it was.
Okay.
That's a weird memory.
We've gone back.
Dust Murray and Vince Hill.
They're setting up for another top piece here. Ollie's in. Are they going to commit off the back of this? They are.
No, they are. Well, there you go. Marky can't find much.
Entries.
Yeah, he has found another. And again, OC just doesn't want to be like pushing past that mark, right? You don't want to be losing your AWP. It's very simple. It's very French.
Yeah, they're basically completely negating any of this AWP presence with these top hits, right? It's so difficult when the molly, smokes, flashes land perfectly. You're always hoping to find that timing in between the nades. But this is 5, and this is quick stuff from Vitality. I'm sure they're probably a bit frustrated they let it get to a 3rd, and if the scoreline is single digits for Extra Soul, I think that is reflecting exactly that point. But a save again, OC, back where he started the round.
Ooh, that's a shame.
Oh, JT might lose his M4 as well here if he isn't careful.
Wow, big frags from JT. That hunt falls flat for Vitality, and OC primarily is the prize chicken. He keeps hold of the AWP, defended nicely by JT.
All right, Extra Soul. This is the time to get things going. Most of, well, the last 2 maps, it was kind of a back and forth affair in the first opening stages.
Oh, they did miss their flash on the way in. Or it was designed for anyone holding close, but regardless, Masuta, this is his entry. Can't believe his luck.
It's great when they're not looking at you.
Not always, I'll be honest.
Okay, all pissed around when they're jumping and bounding away. It's top again. Hello.
It is. No, Shox is going to be punished. Thank you, Fang.
He's about to get dropped on, though.
Yeah, on top of the roof. They've already managed to get ZywOo on silo. And a CT warehouse smoke, that's very defensive. OC
trying to get away.
Just trying to retreat. Apex will catch Fang. Best chance we've seen from Extra Salt here, and OC's extended that onto Apex. A good catch from the AWP. Masuta can't win his duel, and this is what they were looking for. Oh, perfect. OC comes alive, and I can't think of anything better for Extra Salt CT side than OC coming awake. He's been very quiet, been very caged against these European titans. It's an important component of their defense. Is that all holding yard? He's already put Apex down on notice. He'll be tested again, I'm sure. But the audacity to try and hit that top site again. Good shot onto ZywOo. That is even more important. Apex was just there on the red container lurk. Okay, more from required from the Prodigy.
No T-side AWP here. They had plenty of money to do so. Vitality want to stick with these rifles. This time it's more of a standard wall of smokes towards yard, bit of squeaky blown off to force the CTs, to be honest, towards that top side. And Shock's doing what he does best, lurky boying around these smokes.
He hasn't made a single step, dude, but OC's already there. More impact from OC? Yes, indeed. 10 frags found, but the 10th enables a real advantage to be seized. Extra Salt's looking to string together 2 defensive rounds here.
Apex needs to take space off of that, but needs to be careful about this pivot from warehouse.
Fang, you brave.
Sweeping.
You brave boy, but he doesn't deep clear. Apex in the blind spot punishes into the 4-on-4. Ramp is theirs. They don't know it. Held passive. Sonic taking a lot into Hut. How good is the new boy Kyojin? Not good enough. Good for one, though. Bombs loose. Marky under a lot of scrutiny. Flash is good. Forces the vision. Masuta manages to maneuver in. Good find. Marky has the advantage. ZywOo can't trade. Neither can Apex. A dink finally. He does go down. And 12 HP. Apex is a dead man walking. A fake, though. And they're charging in. A good chance. OC's the one to seal the deal. Okay, Extra Salt. They're on the board now. They're competitive. They've bared their teeth. And Vitality will cower. Have to accept their... I was going to say accept their losses. There's going to be a lot of AKs juggled in, though, because 10 bloody grand on Apex.
Yeah, he had a lot of money left over. That was all the extra farming. We saw with the MAC-10 in the early rounds, the one-way traffic that was those spree of rounds for Vitality here. And, well, now Extra Salt is starting to build. This one is probably... Well, let's say the next one's the most important. If they can keep denying plants and they can take all these rifles away, they might be able to force Vitality down to that 3,400 mark.
Full outside smokes. The first time we've seen Vitality fully behind them.
Ooh, very deep molly there to stop Secret. Fang under pressure, bullets through, is aware of this potential, and he's even rotated straight on down. Noisy about this, so those footsteps will have been heard. Shox gets across just in time. Smokes were fading, and yeah, Maroon didn't lobby the rest of the team right here. Still plenty of nades for Vitality if they want to gear up for a execute here, there, or everywhere, but another Molotov towards ramp will slow them down. Big gap in that smoke. Yeah, they're going to go.
They're going through it. OC's not going to get the respect he was expecting. Here's them. Lots towards that ramp position. But they're going straight across. Jumping down into his blind spot. He can't hit the shot, but Shox from behind can. Opens up the options for Vitality. Now the bomb can go down. Decon smoked. Options really, really minimal. The door denial. It's a good chance. Bomb's down and he doesn't get the frag instead. Vitality have a 3-man advantage. Hold on to what you can. Preserve. Vitality have taken their 6th.
Maybe a miscommunication there in that situation because they knew that Shox was down lower, right? We could see that the Molotov was already being thrown at that stairwell position. He's quick on this.
Very quick on this. I'm not sure they're going to be anticipating this. They're just going to be looking towards
Back's turned.
One. They're not going to have anything left here. Fang is readying himself for war. Shock's very loud about this, and that's a good defense. Just for his honor at that point. Got any more in you, Fang?
He's got it.
Any more in you?
Oh, melting.
You bully.
Thanks, ZywOo.
Nice one, mate.
Okay, well, a great round there from Vitality, and the miscommunication I was talking about was this first kill, because we were sitting relatively quiet. We heard the doors swing open from OC's POV. So there was obviously some form of an issue where he either was meant to be rotating back towards ladder base or thought that his teammates had something towards that lower side covered, because he died in the back right there. Now, it is going to be a technical timeout called, just the FPS bug. Make sure you communicate that one between yourselves in the community forums. Valve read it all, but they do not want to get involved in the discussion.
So have the discussion.
Have the discussion. They will read you guys having the discussion.
They encourage the discussion.
They don't want to get involved in the discussion because it will stop being the discussion between the community about, you know, what is wrong or what is right.
Just everyone expressing their niche opinions at
Valve. And yeah, we don't actually solve it by as the people who play the video game. Yeah, so we can do that, and you guys can check out the B stream if you'd like. You've heard me say it once, I'll say it again. Twitch.tv/ESL_CSGO_B. Check that one out. Getting close.
Very close.
Yeah, Furia. They're on the back foot here, 11-12. Junior, look, I'm going to be honest. If Furia continue the down spiral of results, I'm not putting it on Junior, and I'm not going to say it's his fault that they're not playing well, but if you're going to replace someone, if the team isn't going well, it's going to be the only native English speaker.
Well, especially when you've got bloody Honda, who scorched.
He's in the wings, isn't he?
He scorched onto the scene with like 3 great performances as a supportive rifler, some clutches, some mad multi-kills. I've got a Deagle round at the top of my head.
Yeah, with that Mag 7 in there.
Launders is a huge proponent of the Honda peak. I think he's actually in the club.
Does he have a Civic or?
I believe it's, yeah, the Civic peak.
Okay.
Looks like Junior's done loads actually on this one, so they will keep it nice and tight. If you want to keep it going through that and the dulcet tones of Dustin Discs, you can go head over to ESL_CSGO.
A little bit longer of a technical timeout here. Just have a player who needs to rejoin the server, but don't you worry, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get that one underway for you ASAP.
It's kind of, it's going to be interesting to continue to track Vitality now that they've been not only under this new management, but decision-making tree where Xtaz seems to possess a lot of the control in terms of roster moves, and the fact that you've got now not only Masuta, who was a babyface killer. You know, we're talking 17, he can shoot heads, but he has to learn Counter-Strike at a professional level. Like, they've said it multiple times in interviews that, you know, when he first was integrating into the roster, and even now I've heard it from Apex and Shox respectively, that, you know, he's got a lot to learn because there is just such a library of information that's only available at the very high competitive levels.
Yeah, and a lot of it is accrued over time, right? Like, you can do your best dump learning. We all did that in school if you're from the generation of Alex and I, but you can quickly forget a lot of it. So this is stuff that you have to learn on the job, basically. Right. So it's a bit more like a trade, Counter-Strike, I suppose. You can't go out and get a degree. You're probably...
No, we're not handing out certificates.
No. Well, if we are, they're $400 a pop.
Sweet.
And you can send that money to my PayPal account. I'll tweet that one out later. Are you looking forward to the Astralis game we have coming up against Complexity?
I'm looking forward to finding out if Astralis can do it again, because they did that thing where they suddenly looked like legit after I kind of assumed that there'd be a bit of a void in the presence or the absence of Device.
Yeah, I think the thing is, even though we can see there are not flaws, but there's a couple of wobbly bits, I would say, with Vitality, Astralis, and Na'Vi as of late. Seeing them get back to where we want them to be is actually kind of more exciting than them just being at the top, right? Yeah. It's open room for the conversation of newer names, lots of things changing in the Counter-Strike world, but we are back underway.
Cole, you know, you get to see your boy Juzzy Bear back in action. Yeah. Config's been having a game. That was so telling, Chad. If you could make that tone exclusively, I don't know if anyone else's ears are trained, but that was a bad Yeah. Right, round 10. Let's see. Fang, I've seen his aggression before. Let's see if this one pays off. A wild spray and a double in Vitality's corner. 2-man disadvantage for them early. Shox only a little battered, a little bruised. He's got a scab on his knee. But he's still functional. He'll be able to be that long, drawn-out yard presence that you'll always have to be paranoid about. Sonic is still paranoid about. Marky is paranoid about. Great catch rush. Everyone's looking at yard while his teammates get to work their magic. Lobby, though. Kyojin confirms his presence. Oh, dear, Sonic, yeah. That's the power of Shox's frag.
Yeah, they had to push for info. They had to try and find an equalizer or two, and now it's just, well, 2 men, and both have stacked in the right position here, Alex. This could still work out.
Could. Being the operative word. Masuta. First victim. Can't string together 2. Maybe JT can. He knows I was there. Bomb spotted. He's trying to isolate these two jewels. But the bomb's retrieved. Pulls the smoke out of Zywoo. Spray's not there, but Apex, what are you up to? He hears it. Hits him with the nade. JT will find it. He's on for a good one. 1v4, now 1v2. Look at that angle. Shocks, you grubby rat.
Oh, footsteps heard. They know where this is coming from now.
Yeah, he's just going to go through. Would rather charge in and just try and go for the loud, announced charge. Needs a clean headshot. He's actually caught Zywoo. Will go down. Thank goodness Shocks is there to pick up the piece.
JT's had a couple rounds like that where he's done such a great job, just unable to get across there with that final kill in the clutch situation. And a round that really, you think about it, looked like a Vitality easy round. Came down to a one-on-one situation. 7-3. Money not great for the Saltinis, the Sultanas, the kings of Salt, the Salt Miners.
Saltini. I swear there used to be a Saltini cracker.
That's where my brain is going to with the Saltini.
Was that the one? I think we called them squished fly crackers because they look like you've got squished little flies in them.
Is that when you put the Marmite in the middle and squish them together?
No, what on earth are you creating?
We had Sayo biscuits.
You madmen.
See what they can get done with these pistols here. Scout for JT as well, so this is obviously not a full buy, just a partial investment, seeing if they can push Vitality further. Secret control already.
I don't envy JT. Like, trying to hold yard when there's so much time has passed and there were outside smokes. Like, he has no idea. They could be secret, 100%. They could be silo. They are, 100%. And this is an opening frag. No less onto Zywoo. If he gets another... Extra Assault is suddenly back in control. And a third is definitely not out of the realms of possibility as JT comes alive for Extra Assault. There are 3 rifles to be recovered. Maybe a round to be recovered for Masuta and Kyojin, the 2 new boys working together. Partners in crime, and it does look like all that criminal activity has been dealt with. The boys in blue arrive and recover themselves 3, make it 4 Kalashnikovs.
I think Fang's little smile just there was probably my same expression. That just was so unexpected. It's like, oh, did that just happen? Did we just partial buy and JT, you just peppered them with the scout in yard?
And that was Vitality had a real setup there. Just the execution. Completely slapped. Apex trying to flash, I imagine, for their cross towards Unbreakable.
Looked too easy there, didn't it? All right, well, 7-4. Does that open the door here? Extra Assault not operating with an AWP in this one. Fang, he's been spotted.
100%.
Shocks is calling lots of talking out of him. And they know that Fang likes to play this position. They need to get a molly on his toes. Kyojin has one, Zywoo as well.
I'm sure he's got the glaive smoke in his playbook, right?
You'd hope so.
Because not only do you save yourself from the molly, you can enable a fight over it.
Wait, can we go back to Kyojin's POV rush? Is he looking for... sorry, Fang's POV. Is he looking for the walk-up? He is. He's looking for the walk-up from lower. So do they think they've slipped the net down the vent?
Ramp? No, JT's there. OC can't quite keep it together, and that's what they were waiting for. 2 bodies dropped, Extra Assault. Need someone to shift the odds in their favor. There's a good chance Kyojin gets shot in the bottom here. Oh, he didn't look up, didn't check it. Doesn't check it, neither of them do. A huge opportunity for Sonic here.
He cannot let go of that shift key. He needs to keep walking this entire time.
Dude, he could do everything.
They're completely bottlenecked in lobby right now. He might get on the timing.
So much pressure onto Sonic here. 2 backs turned, 3 backs turned. Does manage to do the damage, but they surge into the site and he loses his life. Marky can't either. Only JT remains. He's already had his hero moment from the round before. By a gnat's wing, Vitality evade certain demise. If he'd have just caught that timing as you described, it could have been a very different round. Vitality, though, posting 8 in our 3rd map for elimination. Extra Assault, should they go down, they'll be eliminated in just the 2nd round of play.
Yeah, we lost some big names yesterday, right? We lost FaZe Clan. That was a big name to lose. That was against Mousesports late last night.
Yeah, we lost Fiend, lost FaZe. We're going to be losing one of that Fury of Pain game, as well as, of course, Extra Assault in its current state. See if they can stabilize. An 8-7 half, probably nothing to be sniffed at, considering the current lay of the land. They've got the weapons to do so. Kyojin's got a little bit of spring in his step, Chad.
Yeah,
and he loses his
there.
life. May not be anticipating a second on that T-roof so early. Oh, there we go. Sonic's actually taken down that T-roof presence. There is a third, and Shox is up to some naughty business. He's absolutely got them, booked them. Now Fang for the swing, and Shox equalizes the fair from 5v3 immediately back to a level pegging.
And they think he's ladder. Sonic doesn't know where he is. They've lost him.
Oh my God, Marky's his next victim, and maybe even Sonic. He can't make 4, but he has brought the round entirely back into
Apex, no.
Vitality control, bro. Can't let that one go. Dancing around the red container now.
Both spotted.
Oh, from Ideal. They know there's one outside, but they can't let Masuta get up to his funny business. Solid defense. Extra Salt recover from a solid Shoxy play. Bit broken, bit battered after that one. T-Economy still stabilizing, and it does look like Furia are surviving.
Yeah, so we did say Pain we're going to get knocked on out of this one. It is looking very, very likely here. 2-on-3. Vinny Jr. and Yuri look like they're going to get this one done. Neck is there with a bit of a rough spray, and I think that's it. That's all she wrote. Pain knocked out. Furia, they stay alive in this one.
Yeah, it's not going to get much easier for them. They'll be playing the loser of Big Clan versus Heroic, so pick your poison there. And let's not forget that Furia was sent to the lower bracket by Big Clan in a 16-6 stomping. Vertigo, best of 1 in the establishing match.
Was a stomping, wasn't it? That big with Tizian playing like that level of counter.
Did you see that
wild.
They woke him up, or rather, they set up a little Tizian angel and printed it out and put it in front of his setup for tomorrow, for this morning.
That's nice.
After his performance. They have got the team vibe down. Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
They're definitely friends.
Yeah.
Okay, Vitality, how many more are you working on this first half? Or is the question for Extra Salt? They're by a little bit better here as Kyojin only has a Tech 9. Galil in play as well for ZywOo. Definitely not ideal. 3 players out towards the red container. Apex up and over. So they're just going to peek dry. They're looking for fights here.
Yeah, and Fang's not going to have any info until they step. If they step, Fang will make the call, but they may not rotate if they stay silent. Vitality is so quick on this.
Who's going to be the rotator towards lower right now? There's nobody really close enough towards that vent to just drop on in. It will have to be JT from ramp, and as soon as the doors swing open, it becomes a retake situation.
Yeah, but if you can get yourself control of vents, radio side, they haven't got that.
Oh, they've cut off the rotation point right now. Doors swung open. They know something's happening.
Yeah, and the bomb's already down, courtesy of ZywOo.
This is too easy.
Way too easy. You've lost it. And Kyojin's already lurking, catching one on the rotate down vent. Now he can join Shox. Hello. I found a weapon, I found a frag, and I think we've found a round 9 on the cards. Can it be changed?
They have to save, Alex. There's no way back into this one. They had no information. They're late to the party, and they lost the opening kill without any idea what was going to happen. Extra Salt have to save, but I don't know if Apex is going to allow this one to be an easy save. Already on the hunt, already on the look. A couple of players up towards T-Roof for Extra Salt, and it looks like they might get to hold on to these after all. What a weird round. Just 1 kill. Didn't feel like there was any contact whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, we know Fang is like often been the most diligent rotator. We've seen him there on the force buys, the anti-force buys. You know, he's dropping his smoke down there early vent rotate. But because of his like super deep warehouse position in this current round, no one seemed to fill the gap.
That right there, with the replay, that is showing you how little happened in that round. We have just shown you a replay of the door swinging open and a Molotov coming out of ZywOo's hands, which, to be fair, basically won the round.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best they could find in terms of round-winning play. Fair play. Last round of our first half, our third map. It's an elimination game. Extra Salt would kill for a 6th, and they will have to. Fang can't deliver, just the dink. To finish off the job was OC, does rethink that. And so do Vitality, interesting. In the absence of the smoke, it's forced Sonic down to rotate as well, so there's only going to be 3 max on top site. Apex can arrive main late. Shox setting up utility to enable Apex to stick around, if you will.
They're just pack rolling.
Yeah, looking to exploit that paranoia of the previous lower round. Sonic's got to back up in time. Marky needs 1, gets nothing. Maybe Sonic can deliver. They do peek into him. The pre-fire is brutal. The damage is there, but no frags, no lethality. And JT's being held by the perfect angle. The truly perfect angle. Oh dear, JT's quicker. And they are low. He's already tried to blow our minds. It's not going to happen this time. 10-5, that's a solid T-haul. There'll be no complaints from the French side now. We'll take a quick 2 and be right back with the final half.
Am I wasting time? 'Cause I'm already gone. So long, can you stay the night? 'Cause you're the thing I want. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now. Like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Late at night, I feel you on my skin, my skin.
Final half of our first series of the day. Extra Salt and Vitality clashing across in 1xBet do continue and maintain that they have Vitality as a favorite, and understandably so. A 10-5 half certainly does convince us. Dust 2 was where they slipped up. Extra Salt managing to convert with a sterling B defense, or rather, excuse me, CT defense set up and ran away with it. Now, I'm afraid it's going to be a T-side disadvantage, and on Nuke, no less, Chad. The odds are stacked against this American representative.
Yeah, not looking great for Extra Salt here. I think if they're going to have a couple of gimmicky executes that they can get away with, we saw how quickly teams can adjust that. Astralis yesterday, you noted time and time again that either Megas or Bubsky towards that top site was sitting on top of the bomb boxes, those big, ugly things in the middle there, just peering on down to Hut. That was the only place you could stand to avoid the Molotovs, right? And avoid some of those flashbangs. So let's see how this one shapes on up. We do have a Molotov with 2 flashes for JT and a smoke flash nade kit for OC. Nade towards the door, Squeaky smoked on off. Rotations in question now. So Vitality, they're coming that through. They already have a player on the lower side, and that's Shox. Getting that down the vent.
Down. Okay, Shox is here, don't forget, as discussed. Oh, he's going to deny if they don't clear it. Backs are turned. Backs are all turned. And he just steadies his aim. And a second not going to be available. Good find from Fang. ZywOo can't react. And now Marky with another. This actually could shape up nicely. Fang overcommits and has nothing to show for it. Marky can't even get the bomb down. They have denied anything out of this T-pistol. Kyojin's the one to put the final nail in the coffin. And it's certainly starting to look like the funeral procession.
Great round there from Vitality, right? And I think fantastic work from Shox. You bang on. The fact that he just didn't shoot at the first target on his screen and denies the bomb, that means somebody has to be tasked with getting that down as opposed to looking for these rotators coming on in. Fang's done his best here to try and win out this duel. Cannot buy enough time. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. Marky goes down from all the angles, and that is going to be the 11th for Vitality here as the force buy for Extra Salt is the immediate response back, and they lose this one, Alex. They don't get too much done here.
Yeah, more JT scout action though. Maybe.
It feels like the in-game leader combo these days. Grab a scout on the force buys, have a look around. Get destroyed by Apex's rifle there, the M4. Gets the job done, clean and easy. 4 remain, and well, the utility at this point. 2 smokes, a flash, and a HE. They need to find some space to work with before they can even think about deploying that, and Vitality don't want anything to do with it. These are just limped out 1v1 duels across the map, and the Frenchman, they're winning every single one until Sonic finally exchanges onto Masuda.
I think he's lost. Oh. ZywOo's got 2 players, last 2 players, and he's got both of their information now.
Took their name, number.
Yeah, and they don't have the bomb, which is interesting. God damn. The
I love the range at which he uses that gun from. And he does like 5-bullet bursts. It's like brrr.
Yeah, it's a very fancy one, like you treat it like a left click, right? 5 bursts.
Get in, get out. Just what I hope Sonic's doing right here, because he wants to go down before the time. So he needs to look for a kill here. 30 seconds left on the clock. ZywOo again. Just laser beams him. That is wild stuff. 16 kills for ZywOo in this one so far. They can hold on to the SMGs. They don't need to upgrade right now because this should be a freebie. Extra Salt don't have enough money in the bank to justify another buy. They haven't been the plant to make it easier. It'll just be the Glocks. Now, they are buying in with a smoke. Make it 2. We have one for OC and JT. A flash as well. Where are they going to try and get this bomb down? Because that's the name of the game in a round like this. You want to give yourself the extra cash, the splash going into the first gun round, the second half. They've lobbed the smokes towards Yard.
Yeah, but Apex is there and will immediately say...
Clear.
Clear.
So ramp and top will be on high alert here. This should just be a mowdown. Should be a mowdown.
Bomb
Bomb's
down.
going to get planted. They
Boom.
pulled it off.
Wow, that's exactly what the doctor ordered.
Got to be happy with that one right there. The misdirection, even with Apex calling things clear. The flash was great. Top hut player could not see a thing.
Just enough space made. Just enough. Well, they've got plenty of cash now.
Now, this is the thing. Yesterday against Astralis, Extra Salt did this top execute time and time again, right? And it was dealt with. You talked about Magus pushing into that squeaky door. They really had a handle on it. I don't know if Extra Salt want to go with a similar game plan, if they want to go top heavy execute off the bat, or if they want to give something a bit more standard. We're talking yard smokes, controlling the rotations, baiting out the utility, hoping for CT look-ins to get some easy kills. Either way, they're up against it, 13-5 now.
Just watching Fang from that replay there, and you can see this. His only priority was kill hut and plant. That was all it was, and they managed to achieve just that. JT's got a nade for the drop. No one's going to catch that one at all.
So I think they're adjusting, right? They saw that teams were starting to punish with them on top of that box position. Now some nades can deal with that, the constant evolving chess match that is Counter-Strike.
ZywOo will call for this flash when he feels the pressure.
Nothing here. Even the flash just to clear, right? Nobody home, completely clear. They know what setup they're dealing with here, and now they can turn their attention to top. That's a fluff smoke, though, Alex.
Yeah, and one's through. Zonic's through. Apex is going to go down. Masuta's the first victim, and a second body. Making a third drops. Topside take. Bit of a misplay from the French, and they are going to absolutely reap the benefits here. Extra Salt.
It's 2 blunders of utility there. I think the nade even bounced back and hit the CT trying to push in towards the top side there. So really falling apart. Just trying to do damage on the way out the door here are Shox and ZywOo. They're not going to win this round.
Spotted them both. Damn, ZywOo okay. And OC's very loud about this. And that's going to be an AK-47 that's within reach. Marky, however, on the silo should be able to deny everything. Not if Shox is ready for you. He's not.
Did the AK drop? That could be 2.
Could have. Don't know if ZywOo's going to be in a position to investigate. Oh, it did. Good catch.
Oh, it's flown on out. He's not going to see it. He goes down anyway, but Shox will survive. And there's money to make this work. ZywOo has 9.9k. So
let's try and see how these first deaths, because Sonic got a perfect time. Look at Apex, grey screen as Sonic emerged. Masuta caught out completely. And then Kyojin just completely unable to respond. He was still kind of in... processing the mollies and the flashes and the casualties.
That was the top execute we were talking about, right? There was the molly towards the bomb box, there was the molly top high, the same kind of utility. So Vitality must have known it was coming, especially with ZywOo calling yard clear, but caught out of position, dropped the round, and if they can convert back, now that Vitality have invested in what should be the big guns for everybody, right? ZywOo's got himself the AWP out, Shox saved that AK, he can even drop a rifle across, so there should be rifles for everybody. This is where Vitality can really just close this down, make sure it doesn't get too out of control, and finish things off neat and tidy.
Got the ZywOo warp, though.
And he's taking it towards ramp, so wanting to take a fight. Dart smokes again, Apex. Oh, he spotted the head.
Yeah, they spotted him completely. Apex is not dead man just yet. They know exactly where you are and will keep dueling. Fangs had a bit of a mare there. Apex draws blood. Shox very low from these wall bangs, but keeping that squeaky smoked has completely delayed this. JT is down towards the lower site. If he really wants to go vents, that is ambitious.
They need to get through ramp, but that's where ZywOo was.
Is trained on trophy. A free frag. Looking for more, though. They're going to start to push. That smoke will be interesting. They jump over into it. ZywOo finds another.
Oh,
Sonic is a dead man. Tucked into the corner, and it's a ZywOo round. Bombs delivered straight to him. 3 frags. You were bang on, Chad. Trying to join JT in that lower site, but you've got to get through ZywOo.
What are the options here for JT? It's a 1-on-5 situation. You have to consider, you know, where the loss bonus is at. I think it's 2,400 going into the next round.
Also, the audacity on ZywOo to know you're being pushed, know you've killed the guy furthest away from the push that's coming towards you as an AWP, to faff around with a smoke and to push up. Everyone's main initiative is to drop site. Drop down to B, fall off, find a new line. ZywOo throws a smoke and peeks over it.
Yeah, there's a couple of players who can get away with those type of maneuvers. You know, if it wasn't the classic ZywOo getting away with 3, you'd be like, oh, he's really gone for another and giving away a death. But ZywOo gets the kills, makes it look easy. And yeah, it will just be JT saving down towards this decon, guys. So we'll show you some of these lovely replays here, getting it from all the angles. Using their own smoke against them in multiple ways there. So perfect stuff. And the round has expired. We're going to see how they can make this buy work for Extra Salt. This is looking like it's going to be an open and shut case. They can buy again. I think that Marky will be the only one lacking a rifle. JT might drop him that and go for a Galil or something, but then utility becomes a bit of a problem. So it's not great. The discussion that Extra Salt are having right now, they are between... they're in a rough spot. In a very, very rough spot here. Marky just down to the deagle. Okay, they need their nades. That makes sense for a team like Extra Salt. Squeaky blown off by Sonic. Smoke as well. Not going to continue forward, just keeping the CTs honest here. So just taking a lot of damage. And they're back up on the roof, lining up these same Molotovs here, Alex. Maybe more of just this top hit we've seen time and time again.
Kyojin, he's in such a good spot to deal with this, though. They're going down the vents instead. And that's the bomb. Fangs pulled it off. Straight down. Sonic looking for ramp control. ZywOo hasn't reacted yet. Smoke will enable the plant and the retreat. JT already taken down ZywOo, actually. From the ramp side, and OC even staying strong on the squeak. Vents is not a rotate option for them. Marky thinks better of going back up those vents, but he just wants to stop that rotate entirely.
I think they've done enough here, Extra Salt, to secure the 7th, right? If you're going to go for this as Vitality, there's no real need to do that at this point. It's a retake into potentially 5 players. Just hold on to what you got, give it a crack in the next, and just continue to get closer to closing that out. Yeah. That top hit that they're doing, right? The fact that they're able to get so much out of it, whether it's a fake, whether it is a top hit, whether it's the vent drop, it facilitates a lot of their plays, which is with most teams, what you're seeing is the yard plays and those smokes and then just playing off of those. And then you'll bring in a top hit or then you'll bring in a ramp hit. You know, you'll change, you'll mix it up from time to time.
It's a great find. Round 22, though. Let's get this party started.
Is it better or worse?
It's worse.
Okay.
Yeah, but Chad, no one can hear what we can hear.
So you and I are the only two people in the world losing our minds right now?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, we will ignore it to the best of our ability.
I'm so easily distracted, though. It stopped.
Okay, nice.
Right. Oh, we just sound crazy. Okay, either way, Masuta's holding close in front of the smoke, so Sonic could be in a lot of trouble.
Masuta's still going to be standing here. That Molotov was for the vent. Nobody was home.
You want to test Zywoo's ramp again? Oh, and there's no boost. It's just dry. Straight into the Frenchman. Marky wing clipped. Shock set up for success. He's just going to finish off a couple of those Skittles. Oh dear, 3 in quick succession and a 4th not far off. It's JT up against the world. The entire Vitality squad, and that P2K is back out in force. Zywoo equips it and finds 25 frags. He is looking to finish strong, as our Vitality looking to knock Extra Soul out of contention here.
Yeah, this has a lot of ramifications for Extra Soul. They needed to win a game here to lock themselves in for the Cologne Plains for the North American side of things. Now, I don't know how the points are going to shake out. Roster changes. We got a couple more weeks, I think, until everything gets completely locked on in. But it is, let's say, unlikely. I'm pretty sure it's not on the cards at all.
Oh, so this was their chance, and all they had to do was take a scalp.
Yeah, you wanted to...
But they were dealt a pretty dud hand.
Yeah, Astralis into Vitality.
Astralis, then Vitality. You just had to win one, man. To be fair,
one.
I guess that best of one really did become like the dream run for them in order to get that accrued points.
Okay, how much further can they push this one? Not looking good. Shock's just tapping away. Almost gets the third. Fang down to 75. Can retrieve the bomb, but it is a 4v3.
Zywoo and Apex, as the dust settles, are given the responsibility to close this out. It's Fang. 2 frags to the good already, but he's responsible for the plant, which does mean OC, with his very low HP, is responsible for a lot. Fang's back in action. Zywoo joins Apex, both from Hut Lobby side. Snapping Turtle, very brutal pistol and a clean find. It's only one, and Fang can't do it. There it goes. 16 is secure. The GGs are in the chat. An Extra Soul eliminated from DreamHack Masters Spring 2021. Vitality now waiting in the wings. It's a battle for survival in the lower bracket round 2. They'll be meeting the loser of Big Clan versus Heroic. Stay tuned for the desk. We'll be right back.
the Titans came back out on top, as we probably expected them to do. Were this a different tournament? But we had questions before our series between Extra Salt and Vitality kicked off, and Vitality have now answered them, and they've saved their place in the tournament. Really, they made Nuke their playground, outside in particular, Maniac.
Yeah, it was very reassuring. If you're a Vitality fan, obviously, a couple of positive points to take out of this game. First of all, Zaiwu is ruling over the server right now, and that is something that they're gonna need looking forward into the tournament. But also just tactically, you know, I asked a question before this map, what about the T side of Nuke? They struggle versus complexity, but here against Extra Soul, it did feel like they were one step ahead. Very hard for JT to handle all these outside executes and the variations that was coming out of Apex. And when we said they were a little bit impatient on Dust 2, Vitality were very measured in their approach outside. They took their sweet time, they figured out Feng and his positioning, and it was just too easy for them.
Well, I think we should have a winner's interview. Oh, hello, Yanko. I do want to talk to you, but I also want to talk to Apex. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
Good, I'm glad to hear that, because I wondered what the state of the team was before you went into this best of 3 series, and also what this win means, given your recent results.
Well, overall, that was a great game, except for that Dust 2 T side. Well, we had a really good preparation coming to this event, but playing official matches is always different than practice, obviously. But at least we showed it on 5 side today, and that's the most important. Yesterday, we were not good enough either. Dust 2 was pretty chaotic, but yeah. Those 2 maps were pretty good, and I just want us to get better. I don't care about the result today. I just want us to play good Counter-Strike to improve, because we have a big rookie in the team, and that's how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense for us as well. When we were talking about you guys, big changes coming in, and I wanted to ask you exactly about that for you as an in-game leader, right? It's not just that you brought in a new guy, a young player. You brought in a guy who has never really played on level even near to what you guys are doing right now. Misuta was similar, you know, team-wise, but he at least played FPL for a while on a really high level. So talk us a little bit through, you know, the challenges of now, like all the things you have to go through with Kyojin.
Well, that's exactly the same we had with Misuta. Like, he's really inexperienced in the way he plays CS, but he's really talented. Like, he has a sick aim. He does. I mean, most of the time he has great communication, etc. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work regarding everything towards CS, like the basics, what to do in this situation, etc. So it's going to be a long-term project for sure. But what was lacking for us for the last 2 days is that all of the other 4 players were not like doing their job, and that's why yesterday, for example, we lost this Dust 2, because this guy can have some time to get better for sure, but us, we're playing like even Misuta playing at the top tier level for a year, a bit more. So now we need those 4 players to be at their best, to just help Kyojin to be there, and that's not an easy part, but we're trying and working on that every day.
To stay on the Kyojin topic, then I realized that he's for now slotting RPK's role. And may I ask you, what do you hope he's gonna bring that maybe RPK was not bringing, or maybe not enough?
Well, RPK was really solid on CT side overall. He was like the tank, you know.
Yes.
But on T side, it was lacking few things on the understanding of the game and some of that. He wasn't like a real entry fragger, and wasn't like he knew what to do as terrorist when we told him, but overall that wasn't his specialties. So we just asked Kyojin to do way more on these positions. And yeah, we're just trying to put Kyojin at the same spot than RPK, but it's not over yet. What I'm saying by that is that we will maybe change, but we just want him to feel comfortable. We just ask him what he wants to do, because that's the most important. What he really wants to do on CS, because if you do things that you like, it's always easier to play it, mainly when you're really young.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us, Apex, and congratulations on keeping your spot in the competition. You'll either be facing Big or Heroic next. Who would you like to face?
I don't care. As I said, it's a preparation tournament, so both of them is going to be good. Good game for sure.
Well, whoever it is, good luck, and I agree it's going to be a great one. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I liked Apex there, Janko.
Yeah, it was interesting. I think, for example, something that they will change down the line is, you know, he's taking RPK spots, so that means he plays lobby on T side or nuke, for example, right? And usually you're by yourself. You need to hit good timings. You need to know when to lurk. Like when we initially brought Brokey in, we did the same and put Olaf as the opera, and then we realized, you know, for that role, you need to have experience. You need to know when to take risks. You can't be afraid of dying, right? It's a space creating role. So then we switched it back because it wasn't really functioning properly. So I think that's some of the things that they will change down the line. Maybe put someone like Shox or even Apex himself is going to play that role, and put Kyojin somewhere where his aim can shine a little bit more.
Well, I've got an update for you on the road to Intel Extreme Masters Cologne, aka the cathedral of Counter-Strike. All of these teams want to be there. With Extra Salt now out of DreamHack Masters Spring, this means the road to Cologne standings for North America remain unchanged. Furia have qualified for the main event. Liquid also qualified for the main event. Evil Geniuses to play-ins and Team 1 to play-ins. But maybe next time around, maybe Extra Salt are going to be racking up points for Intel Extreme Masters Katowice.
Right, and this wasn't a source of, I mean, they don't have to be embarrassed. That's what I want to say. They don't have to be embarrassed by what happened right here. I think they showed greatness on Dust 2. They were a little bit outmatched and outclassed by what Vitality had to offer on that T side of Nuke. But as Janko said, maybe they just need more of these games to see the type of level and type of rhythm that's put on the table by the top tier position, right? So I'm not sad for Extra Salt. I was hoping for maybe a little bit more, but it's a learning experience.
Well, it is a learning experience for all of our teams here, and it's going to be a learning experience for us after the break, because we've got more Counter-Strike coming your way. It is going to be Astralis versus Complexity. Their group winners match, not their group winners match, it's an upper bracket. Whoever wins this goes to the playoffs.
Yeah, going in with full respect, but also trying to be confident and making sure that you minimize your own mistakes.
A story of big guns and even bigger guns.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Snix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help. Good luck, have fun.
Yes, nice shot, my friend.
Cheaters ruining your plays?
I have eyes on the enemy.
Bad servers stopping your shots? What you need is ESEA. Advanced anti-cheat to stop cheaters. And the best servers around, all with 128 tick